If you are joining me live, please let me know in the chats. Introduce yourself. Let me know a little bit about yourself. What do you teach? How long you've been using Duolingo for schools? Let me know if you've used brain breaks before, and if so, what kind of brain breaks have you used with your students? How have they been received by your students? Have you seen any of the benefits of utilizing brain breaks? So let me know a little bit about yourself in the chats. For those of you who don't know me, I'll introduce myself. My name is Bridget. I work with Duolingo for Schools. I run our Educators Network on Facebook, which is a private group of educators from around the world to utilize Duolingo. They're always sharing tips and tricks, resources for Duolingo. So it's a great reason to join us. And I'll be sharing the link a little later on during our session, so you can join us in the Educators Network. I am a past language teacher. I taught French for 5 years in upstate New York before I packed up my life, and I followed a lifelong dream of mine to move to France. So that is where I am currently. So let me know if you're joining me live. Let me know a little bit about yourself, introduce yourself, and we're gonna get started. It is just me up here, so I will say that I'll try my best to take moments during the session to take a look at the chat, make sure I'm answering any questions. If for whatever reason I'm not able to answer your question, I'll make sure that I follow up with you after the session. But feel free to utilize the chats. You're also going to see that throughout the session today, I'm going to be sharing some resources that are going to be free, downloadable resources for you. So when I do that, they're going to pop up on your screen. You're going to have the opportunity to download them. But if for whatever reason you miss it, you are able to find all of these resources under the Help Center. And so you have a bunch of free resources there. The Help Center is always located on the left-hand side of your Duolingo for Schools teacher dashboard under Help. And when you click Help, you're going to navigate to resources for teachers, and you'll see them all there. But let's get started. So today we're talking about brain breaks, of course, which is an activity that takes you away from that hard mental work and allows your brain and body to reset. Examples of these include movement breaks. So these are physical activities that encompass stretches, yoga poses, jumping jacks, push-ups, or maybe even a quick dance part with your students. Earlier on, when I ran the session earlier in the week, a Spanish teacher mentioned that they do salsa with their students, which I really loved because this is an example of a brain break, but relevant to the language, relevant to the culture. And a French teacher actually also mentioned that they do fencing with their students. They teach their students the fencing terms, a lot of which are in French. So again, that equivalent there with the language and the culture. So really great way to sneak in these brain breaks and these physical movement breaks, but also keeping it relevant for your students. It also can include mental breaks. So these include deep breathing, right? Mindfulness exercises, playing a game with your students, or maybe even doing an art activity, such as a printable coloring page. So these are really meant to be quick and easy. These are short breaks, anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes, and it can be really enough to reset the mind and get students ready to learn again. So let's look a little bit at what the research says about brain breaks and some of the benefits. So what does the research say? So the science behind brain breaks is rooted in the understanding of how the brain works and how it processes information. So the human brain is not designed to maintain prolonged periods of intense focus and concentration. And research has actually shown that taking brief, frequent breaks can help to restore cognitive resources, improve mental performance, and reduce stress. I will say too that this isn't just for students, this is for adults as well. This is for you as a teacher. These brain breaks are just as important for you. So one theory that supports the use of brain breaks is the attention restoration theory. According to this theory, directed attention is a finite resource that can become depleted over time, leading to a decrease in cognitive performance and an increase in stress and fatigue. However, natural environments and activities that require less directed attention, such as going for a walk or engaging in light physical activity, can help to restore attentional resources and improve cognitive functioning. In addition to attention restoration, brain breaks can also have physical benefits. So physical activity has been shown to increase blood flow to the brain, which can improve cognitive function and mood. Exercise also increases the production of neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, which can enhance cognitive processing and reduce stress for our students. So overall, the science behind brain breaks suggests that taking short breaks throughout the day can help to reduce stress, restore attentional resources, and improve cognitive functioning. So this is why brain breaks are increasingly being used in the classroom, offices, and other settings where mental performance is important. So we've already looked at some of the benefits of brain breaks. We've already seen a couple of them, but let's talk about even more benefits of brain breaks. So we know that these are short mental and physical exercises that allow students to take a break from their academic work, and they've been shown to provide several benefits in the classroom, including increased focus and attention. So research suggests that taking regular brain breaks can help students stay focused and attentive during class by giving their brains a chance to rest and recharge. This can lead to better academic performance as students are better able to absorb and retain information. Reduced stress and anxiety. So brain breaks can be a helpful tool for reducing stress and anxiety in the classroom. Taking a few minutes to engage in a physical activity, a mindfulness exercise, or relaxation technique can help students feel more calm and centered, which can lead to better overall well-being. And I will say as well that these techniques of reducing stress and anxiety, mindfulness exercises, breathing techniques, these are techniques that not only are you teaching your student to utilize during your class, but other classes and then for the rest of their life as well. So you're teaching them how to reduce their stress and anxiety for the rest of their life. So they could be utilizing this in an office setting one day if they work in an office when they're an adult, for example. So this is all really beneficial for them. Another benefit is improved classroom behavior. So when students are given regular brain breaks, they are often better able to manage their emotions and their impulses, which can lead to improved classroom behavior. Students who are able to regulate their emotions and behavior are more likely to be engaged in their learning and less likely to act out or disrupt the class. Next is increased physical activity. So we talked about this, right? Brain breaks that involve physical movement can be a helpful way to increase physical activity, reduce sedentary behavior in the classroom. This can have positive impacts on students' physical health as well as their cognitive functioning. And lastly, this idea of enhanced social connections. So some brain breaks can be designed to promote social connections between students, which can help to build a sense of community and improve overall classroom morale. Engaging in activities that involve collaboration and teamwork can help to foster positive relationships between students as well as between you, the teacher. So brain breaks, we could see, can really provide a variety of benefits for both students and teachers in the classroom. And it's really an important tool for promoting academic success and overall well-being. Again, not just in your classroom, not just that year that you have these students, but for the rest of their lives. So let's take a look at some ideas for brain breaks now. And if you have utilized these techniques before, please let me know some ideas for brain breaks in the chat. I'd be really curious to know what you have done. And I'm going to actually, I'm going to allow you to download this PDF. So you're able to download this, share this with your coworkers, or just have this on your desk, for example, so you could always be taking a look and getting a quick idea for brain break. So we could see a bunch of them here. We see physical brain breaks, right? Walk and talk, playing a game, getting up, moving, getting outside, exercise. But we see those mental brain breaks as well. Puzzles, art, Doodle and Write, music as well. And some of these, of course, can be utilized simultaneously. You could be while students are drawing, for example, or doodling or writing. You could be playing some relaxing music for them, or same with reading a book or doing a puzzle. So some of these things could be used at the same time, right? You could be listening to some music, some relaxing music while people are reading, or doing a puzzle, for example. So these are just some quick examples of brain breaks. Of course, there are so many examples. Again, let me know any examples you have of brain breaks in the chats. Some of my teachers, when I presented on Tuesday, had wonderful ideas. The fencing idea was so cute. This teacher uses pool noodles specifically, so her students don't get hurt, of course, when fencing. And then this idea of teaching cultural dances as well. I love that idea. So let's talk about one that we created for you. So I'm going to share this with you as well, these conversation prompts. So this is going to pop up on your screen. You'll be able to download these. So we see these walk and talk conversation prompts. So this is a great example of not only physical activity, but again, enhancing these social connections between your students, getting them up, walking, talking, going outside. And we included the keywords, so students are able to be writing down some vocab in the target language, for example, to be hopefully having these conversations in the target language. So you're still engaging students not only in a brain break and physical activity and helping these social connections and students connect and talk with one another, but hopefully keeping that activity in the target language for your students as well. So these are just some quick examples of walk and talk. Of course, you could utilize these conversation prompts in any other type of scenario. If you wanted to just use it for a speaking exercise for your students or even a writing exercise, you're able to utilize these prompts and these images for that reason as well. Next is this Doodle and Write. So I'm going to share this with you on your screen as well. So you're going to be able to click all of these and download them. So straightforward, just a cute little, got Duo in the corner there. So your students are able to just utilize this handout to doodle, to write. You could utilize this even to just take notes. Just a quick way for your students to be, taking a brain break and doing something creative, for example. And this one is a Duolingo word search. So I'm also going to share this with you. Lots of resources to share today. So this Duolingo word search is really cute. We are going to work on creating some word searches in the future in the target language. I think that would be really wonderful. But for now, this one is in English. But you can see some Duolingo terms at the bottom there. So your students could be taking a couple minutes to be taking a brain break and just be doing a word search and be helping to improve their cognitive functioning and getting ready to direct their attention to the next task in your classroom. And this one is super cute too. These are some Duo exercises. So getting your students up, physically moving is really important. So how we suggest utilizing this handout, and let me share this with you so that you have this. You could download this. We suggest cutting these up and utilizing these as little like playing cards where you're gonna choose a couple for a brain break, laminating these, for example, being able to choose 3 to 5 cards randomly and having your students do these activities. Even better if you're then giving them the direction to do it in the target language. And don't worry if your students don't understand how to say jumping jacks in French or in Spanish or in Italian, for example, because you could actually physically do the activity for them. And again, use total physical response to be communicating what your students are to do. So again, if your students don't know these vocab words in the target language, no problem. You as a teacher are able to still give these directions in the target language and ask your students to be doing these, but then modeling that behavior for them, right? Modeling this physical activity for them. So really cute way to just quickly incorporating some brain breaks, but again, keeping it within the target language. And I just think these images of Duo and Junior are so cute, or not Junior, sorry. Junior is his son. I'm Eddie. Eddie and Duo just doing some high knees and working out. So cute. And the next one are just some quick little coloring techniques for your students. So I'm gonna share these coloring sheets with you too. So just your students are able to pull this out, do some coloring for a couple of minutes, great relaxation technique, throw on some nice relaxing music, and get ready to reset your students for the next activity in your classroom. So cute little coloring activity that you're able to utilize. And then another creative activity I'm going to share is this Duo cutout. So I'm going to share this one with you as well. So there's multiple steps for this Duo cutout set, and you're going to end up with that finished Duo we see there. So of course this one's sparkly green Duo, but you're able to make any color Duo and really play with this and be creative with these Duo cutout sets. So another way to get your students creativity showing and just having fun. And then you could utilize those Duos as a prop for a speaking exercise, or you could have your students be acting out, utilizing Duo as a little prop, for example. Just a fun way to bring Duo to life a little bit in your classroom. So those are all of the brain break ideas that we have. Those are all the resources I have to share with you. But please let me know, have you ever utilized brain breaks in your classroom? If you have, let me know what your students thought, what you thought, what you have utilized, whether that be through some of these physical brain breaks, these physical exercises, walking, talking, dancing, getting outside, playing, doing some jumping jacks, for example, or if you've done more, creative mental brain breaks, such as breathing techniques, mindfulness techniques, yoga, for example. I used to do yoga with my students, actually, just quick little yoga poses just to get our students up and moving and get them kind of relaxing and getting ready for the next activity. So let me know a little bit about what you have done. Great to see everybody. I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, I love the idea of brain breaks that are culture relevant, but reset the mind. Absolutely. These idea of brain breaks, they don't have to be, completely off from what you're teaching or from the point of your classroom, of your world language classroom, right? These brain breaks could be, you're giving directions in the target language. It could be that you're asking students to have a conversation in the target language while walking, for example, or again, these cultural relevancy there with dancing, playing a game, for example, a special game like bocce ball, right, for Italian classes, for example, or there's so many different types of cultural games that you could be teaching your students. So great example. I've used some art crafts. Yeah, absolutely. I remember I would have, I'm sure many of us here have a lot of students who are particularly creative and particularly art focused. So anytime you could be speaking to their skills, right, and incorporating these skills and these creativity activities for your students, allowing them to showcase their art is a great way to do that. And again, you could be like earlier, this little duo cutout set. You could be having fun creating these, but then utilizing these duo cutout sets for a speaking activity, for example. And someone could be kind of acting out duo. You could add a little popsicle stick there for you and make them a little bit of a puppet, if you will. But just an example. But if there are no questions, I do want to let everyone know about an opportunity that we have. So if you are interested in leading Duolingo for Schools PD, check out our Help Center. We have a lot of information there about leading PD. So you could scan this QR code and it takes you right to that page. So if you're interested in doing this, you're going to actually be preparing to become a future Duolingo for Schools ambassador, as well as earning exclusive Duolingo for Schools swag, some exclusive goodies by hosting a Duolingo for Schools PD session. So if you're interested, like I said, navigate to the Help Center, scan this QR code. You're going to be able to see and download all the necessary materials, including the slide deck, all of the notes on that slide deck as well, so that you could speak, of course, your speaking points during your Duolingo for Schools PD session. We have the attendee feedback form and the presenter feedback form, as well as an interest form to fill out. So if you're interested, navigate there and read about it and learn a little bit more. So I could send you some exclusive goodies, as well as hopefully you could join us as a Duolingo for Schools ambassador in the future. And if you have any questions at all, you are free to reach out to us anytime at educators@duolingo.com. We are always open to you in the educators email, or you could check out our Help Center. As I mentioned earlier, the Help Center is always going to be found on the left-hand side of your Duolingo for Schools teacher dashboard under Help. So you're going to be able to navigate there. From there, you're going to be able to find all of our professional development offerings, all of our resources, and then there's a button called Contact Us, and you're able to contact our team at any time. If you are not a member of our Duolingo for Schools Educator Network, let me actually share that link with you now. So here we are. As I mentioned, this is a group of teachers from all over the world to utilize Duolingo. It's a private Facebook group, so they're always sharing resources, ideas with Duolingo. It's a great place to ask questions and just connect with not only other teachers, but as well as the Duolingo for Schools team, such as myself. So we turn to the Duolingo for Schools Educator Network quite often for feature testing, as well as for feedback from our educators, because it's really important for us that we create the Duolingo for Schools product with teachers in mind and with students in mind and knowing exactly what you need. So it's a great way to have your voice heard. So please join us in the Educators Network if you're not already a member. But other than that, there's a really quick session. So thank you so much for coming, everybody. Let me make sure all of these webinars in the PDR are excellent. Thank you. In the future, it would be nice to have educator dashboard to store notes, electronic materials, links, certificates, badges, etc. Actually, we do have something. This is a great point. We do have something like this now. We have a Duolingo Educators public shared drive folder. So let me share this with you. So hopefully this could be, it's not, yeah, it would be nice, of course, if we had this, from the Duolingo teachers dashboard, for example, and be able to share, have something similar to a Google Drive and be able to kind of see all this. But for now, we do have this Google Drive folder, so feel free to navigate and check this out. From here, if you click actually on resource drop or resources, you're going to find a lot of teacher-created resources. So this is open to you to download anything that you find here. You're going to find ideas for games. You're going to find history and cultural ideas, Duolingo projects, crafts. Someone even actually crocheted Duolingo and added all of the directions for crocheting Duolingo under crafts, as well as a bunch of sewing crafts to create the project world characters. So you're able to check out that shared folder there and download any of those materials. And if you'd like to upload any of those materials, please do. And then again, join us in the Educators Network and let us know what you have shared there. So it's a great way to be sharing with other teachers, as well as see what other teachers are utilizing. So hopefully this is helpful. Yeah, no, definitely not a silly ask. I think it's a great way to, bring the community together and again, be sharing ideas. It's one of the big benefits of our Educators Network, and definitely not a silly ask. And now that I'm really glad that you asked it, because this is something that I should mention more often. So that's my fault. That's something I should absolutely be adding to my webinars. But in the future, if it's somehow something like this were to be accessible from the teacher dashboard, or accessible from our help center even, we should really add this link, because for now it's kind of buried. Not a lot of people know about it, but it's a great reason to join us in our Educators Network. Let people know that you've shared something in the Drive folder, and be taking a look at what other teachers have shared. The crafts in particular are super cute. Actually, I have sewed my own Duolingo. I'm not a sewer by any means, but I've created my little duo, as we see here. But Pamela from our Educators Network, if you take a look at all the crafts, you're going to see that she sewed all of the characters, which are super cute. And she utilizes these during speaking, reading sessions, to just bring these characters alive a little bit. So her students are able to play with them, kind of act like they're little puppets. Just a great way to have fun in the classroom. So you're welcome. Thanks, everybody. I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah. Thank you, Kristen, for pointing this out. I need to highlight this some more because there's some great stuff there. So check it out. Thanks, everybody. But I really hope to see you in the Educators Network and at a future PD session. Next week, I'm going to be talking about writing prompts with Duolingo and sharing some resources specifically to get our students writing and focusing on their writing skills. So hopefully you could join me next week. So I'll see you then. Bye, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day.